This is really messed up what Activision just did. Some of the biggest fuddle-winking malarkey that I have ever seen in my long Call of Duty career. I was so excited when I woke up to see that Activision was finally updating the Call of Duty engine. It has been years. Honestly, COD World War II kind of feels like a PS3, Xbox 360 game, which isn't a bad thing. That's when Call of Duty was in its prime. But if you compare Call of Duty to other games that are coming out right now, the new games are technologically just so much better and feel better to play on. They look better, they smell better. I've been saying this for a long time. A lot of the extra resources and dedicated RAM and all that good stuff, when they upgraded from the PS3 and Xbox 360 to PlayStation 4 and Xbox One, they spent that on microtransactions, lobby and character customization, and I felt like Call of Duty didn't update the engine, which is very unfortunate because that's where Call of Duty excelled back in the day. They had the most fluid and feel-good engine in the game, and I remember other first-person shooter games would be called clunky because it felt so good on Call of Duty. Now, those other games have caught up, and Call of Duty has just been chilling. Updating slightly, it's been copying and pasting and alting and duct taping and tweaking it little by little. So we got so many complaints back in the Advanced Warfare days about skill-based matchmaking, and it was horrendous. This is some sick reality, guys. I am not kidding you. They have changed it from skill-based matchmaking to microtransaction matchmaking. Call of Duty, in a new patent that was discovered by Rolling Stone, and I'm getting this article from Charlie Intel. He says Activision plans to use tricks in their matchmaking system to lure players to purchase more in-game items through the course of playing a game. So a big portion of this patent is, and this is super disturbing, but they're pairing bad players with good players with guns to highlight how good the weapons are, to encourage bad players to purchase those weapons so they can be a little bit better. So this insinuates pay to win in the fullest. If this is implemented, this is pay to win. Flat out. But this is where it's even more disturbing. You flip that around on another part of the patent, it says when a player makes a game-related purchase, microtransaction engine 128 may encourage future purchases by matchmaking the player in a gameplay session that will utilize the game-related purchase. Doing so may enhance a level of enjoyment by the player for the game-related purchase, which may encourage future purchases. For example, if the player purchased a particular weapon, microtransaction engine 128 may match the player in a gameplay session in which the particular weapon is highly effective, giving the player an impression that the particular weapon was a good purchase. This may encourage the player to make future purchases. So are they seriously saying, I can't believe this, that if I buy your supply drops or your weapons, you're gonna pair me with bad players just so I feel like I'm good and this weapon is good? And the players are gonna say, ooh, that weapon's good, so I'm gonna buy it too. What? What happened to an actual game? Are we playing Call of Duty anymore? Is Call of Duty playing us? Is the whole point of the game to get DLC weapons and buy them? I want to have fun with my Call of Duty games, and guess what? I would have bought all the DLC. Every little piece of DLC you put out, I would have bought it because I did when Call of Duty was good. Back in COD 4, World at War, Black Ops 1, Modern Warfare 2, Modern Warfare 3. I bought the wallets, I bought the little bottle openers, the drone, the car. I never used the drone or the car. That's how bad it was, but I bought it because the game was so good. And I would have bought any DLC, any little hats, any just camos. But now they're sucking the blood out of the last remaining Call of Duty fans, and they're trying to get every single cent out of the people who are there. And I don't think that's right. I still believe COD can be great again, and look, I've been complaining about the engine for a long time. They need to update it. They need to upgrade it. And this is how they upgrade it. Going to World War II only fixes so many problems. As you can see with the patents and microtransaction engine 128, that there is a root problem at the core of Call of Duty where we aren't playing the game anymore. This is no longer a video game. It's just some platform. It's just a needle in your fucking veins to take your money. They're engineering matchmaking to promote DLC weapons, but how they word it, and they say we're gonna pair you with junior players. We're gonna play expert marquee players with the junior player to encourage the junior player to make game-related purchases. Why can't we just find a team deathmatch game? Why can't we lobby up with our buddies and go to Search and Destroy, and can we talk to the people on console? Where's voice chat? Where did that go? Why does Call of Duty fix things that are broken? Why was it a DNA bomb and a MOB was cool, but why isn't the nuke? Why do they have to switch it to all these random chem strike? What? It's not broken, Call of Duty. Don't fix it. Well, besides the engine, that has been broken for a long time, and you need to upgrade it and fix it. You need to make it a 2017 engine, not 2011, and we've seen this no more clearly than in Call of Duty 4 Remastered. I love COD 4. That's where I started finding my passion for Call of Duty and video games in general. Was COD 4 down the street at my friend's house on his Vizio 32-inch TV. So I really like COD 4. But the original game's better than the remastered, in my opinion, because of how it feels. Even though it's so hacked and it's so old and there's no host migration, I would prefer the old one just because how the connection feels. It felt realistic, like you could trust the kill cam. In these recent Call of Duty games, you look at the kill cams and there's a huge discretion between what happened on your screen and what happened on his, and that's just not right. I pay for good internet. I shouldn't be punished because someone else has laggy internet. With microtransaction engine 128, as they call it, what else are they doing behind the scenes? Because I've been suspect of this for a very long time, ever since about Black Ops 2, when they really started to put lag compensation and skill-based matchmaking. There's one game in Black Ops 2 where I was just a pure god. I couldn't be touched. I remember turning on people, drop-shotting, and I could tell deep down in me, it wasn't because I was doing anything that much differently, but it was because I had the host, or I had the juice at that point. They gave me that connection advantage. They gave me the keys to the kingdom. And then the next game, I just got absolutely destroyed, and I think I ended up rage quitting. It was the same lobby, it was the same people, but they just gave it to somebody else. There's something behind the scenes that's calculating. There's some kind of algorithm going on. I just want to play the game. I don't want the game to play me. These Call of Duty games have been playing us a lot more than we've been playing the Call of Duty games. So let me know what you guys think on this very controversial topic. Let me know in the comments down below. Please chime in. I'm very interested to see what the community says. I've seen a few people on Twitter, Drifter and I think Prestigious Key had something to say. I really just woke up and I went straight to making this video because like the last two Call of Duty days, there's been disturbing Call of Duty news. Like I remember a lot of people yesterday were talking shit because I was complaining about Call of Duty, but like stuff like this gets leaked and it proves that I was right a long time ago. I said they're using this increased technology for updating the Activision agenda, supply drops, customization, and not the actual game and the engine, and making it feel better. And making the game look better. So let me go full circle and tell you what I was complaining about yesterday before this news broke. And it's very interesting because at the surface, at the face value, it looks like it's super petty what I'm complaining about. And a lot of the Activision sheep, I think they hire people like the Russians did to collude in the campaign and, you know, influence the online opinion a little bit. Maybe not, but it's kind of baffling that all these people came out against me yesterday on Twitter, and you know, it comes full circle today. And you know, I got a vision, so I looked deeper than the face value because I was mad that the Twitter hashtag COD WW2 had a little emote next to the name, and it was a boot. Now, yes, on the face value, that is super petty. Okay, who cares, white boy? They could have had a helmet. They could have had something more WW2 related, but they had a boot. Because they keep on pushing this boots on the ground narrative. Boots on the ground, boots on the ground, boots on the ground. I wish I had the motivation to look at all of the early Call of Duty press conferences and reveals, and how many times they said boots on the ground. The interviews, they said it 1,000 times. But I'm kind of mad that they keep on pushing this boots on the ground narrative because they want us to applaud them. The same people that invented boost jumping in Sledgehammer games, the same people who invented supply drops, Sledgehammer games, pay to win supply drops, Sledgehammer games. So they want us to praise them for going to boots on the ground when it should have been a default. You don't praise someone for running a pedestrian over and taking them to the hospital or calling 911. This is a basic thing. It should have been boots on the ground a long time ago. It shouldn't have been 3 years of space warfare boost jumping. Like, it's so disappointing when you think about it. Because they go to space, and I think a lot of people in the Call of Duty community wanted them to go to space. We wanted a future game, but why did you have to include boost jumping in all of them? You could add one game where it wasn't boost jumping, and it was just in space or just in the future. Call of Duty's not realistic. Why are you trying to be like every single futuristic game they made? I feel like they try to make it authentic. Like that was space mining. Oh, this is how it's authentically got to be. And we looked at what military experts are saying and what they predict for the next 50 years, and we wanted to be real. No, have an imagination. This Call of Duty lacks so much imagination that they couldn't just have a future game that doesn't involve boost jumping. It feels like Call of Duty can no longer go into the future. I mean, maybe in the future they can go into the future, like after we're sick of the World War II games and the modern shooters and the Vietnam shooter that David Vonnehar's working on, I hope. Black Ops 4. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments down below. Leave a like on this video. Thank you for watching my pretty long rant here, about 15 minutes. I have a lot to say about Call of Duty. I'm very passionate, and I think they have been listening to make COD great again, at least a little bit. And if I could drive one point home like I did, update the engine so the game feels better. Not the microtransaction engine 128, but the actual engine, the connection, the fluidity, make other games feel clunky. Fuck 60 frames a second, do 90 frames a second. Just do it. Just say, oh, we got 90 frames. What up, other console games? It doesn't. I don't even think it matters at that point. But do something. There needs to be an update, an upgrade, not duct tape. That's all I gotta say, guys. I wish I had something better to end the video on. Here, this is what I'll end the video on. I'm actually pretty excited for COD World War II, even though there's a lot of hocus pocus behind the scenes, a lot of algorithms determining kill-death ratios and gameplays. I think COD World War II going to boots on the ground and World War II setting is a positive. It's not fixing everything, but I'm going to give it a chance. I changed my avatar on Twitter, to show some love to COD World War II. I think it's going to be a good year. I'm looking at this gameplay right now, editing the video and giving my final thoughts, and I had a lot of fun in this gameplay with running around with the pistol. The first gameplay, I thought it was pretty good as well, using the bayonet. So I think there are some aspects and some things that are good in this game. It really depends on the maps. I like this map a lot. I like the other two that I played. Gibraltar was pretty good. It reminded me a lot of the Black Ops 1 map, Summit. So I think it's got to be a good year overall for Call of Duty. I'm happy to be back playing a boots on the ground game. I do like to complain, but I want this game to be better. This game has so much more room, so much potential, and Call of Duty has helped me through a lot, and that's how I started on YouTube. And I'm just so critical because it feels like sometimes they don't listen unless you're very harsh. Enjoy the play of the game by your host with the most, White Boy 7th Street. Leave a like, please. Look at that one tap. Uh-oh, we're not done yet. I really like to see I had a few bullets left in the pistol and it did the job. That was pretty sick. You gotta like the pistol. Unorthodox, akimbo, two things in my hand. Unorthodox, create a class combination. My favorite combination.